The money keep calling my name. Dollar signs make you sing.
Welcome to All In. I'm Ashley Haas, and the Chiefs have officially been eliminated from the playoffs. Or have they? They may find a way. It's the Chiefs. The Bills, though, played incredible in the snow. Josh Allen getting 4 TDs, throwing for 251 yards, which seems like a lot until you put it in perspective against Shedeur Sanders playing for the Browns, getting 364 yards and 3 TDs. They end up losing, but hey, it was an incredible game. The Colts also lost to the Jags, which put the Jags in first, and they also, more importantly, lost Daniel Jones due to an Achilles injury. Season ending, not great. Don't want to talk about that more for the Colts. I'm so sorry, Daniel Jones. But I do want to talk more about the Ravens-Steelers game because, I'm sorry, that was a touchdown. And with that, I want to get on into Week 14 recap because it was a wild one. Joining me in studio is a very talented young actor who will be starring in a prequel to the hit show on Starz called Power. It's going to be called Power Origins, launching early next year. So please welcome Armani Gabriel. Armani, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
So firstly, tell me, who is your favorite NFL team?
I am a Giants fan. Sadly, this year it's been a little bit rough, but we don't really need to talk about the Giants this week, right? Because we had a bye week, right? I think.
Yeah, you did. You had a bye week, but
good.
you know, I would love to get your take on Daniel Jones, who is now injured.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yes, he got.
Yeah,
you didn't
but
see.
he's balling out on the Colts, but I didn't see him get injured. But I heard about it.
Okay, so he now is going to be out for an Achilles injury.
Oh, he's done.
And he knew when he went down, and he fell on himself. Actually, he kind of fell backwards a little bit with the pressure, and he landed weird on his leg, and he just knew instantly. He slammed his helmet, and he left the game, came back in sweats, and that's when you know you're done.
Yeah, because if you don't come out in the pants or in the pads, then there's no reason. Yeah, you're done. I don't know. That really stinks. I really don't like Achilles injuries.
No.
It's really, really bad. I feel like, especially for all athletes, like that's just such a really, really rough injury to come back from. But we did see Aaron Rodgers do it pretty fast. And maybe Daniel Jones could get a hold of himself. I hope that everything goes well, though, with the Colts team itself, because they were doing really good.
They were doing so well, and they really stood
like
a great chance. They were on a streak, a winning streak, and now, and then, I mean, I it's such a shame.
Yeah,
because
Daniel Jones is really proving himself, like, honestly, as a quarterback and as, like, I guess you could say a game manager.
Yeah.
I guess you could say he was making his case for that because he had a rough time with the Giants. But I think a couple good players or some players have rough times on the Giants and then they do really well on other teams. And we see that with Saquon. We see that with Daniel. So some people are just like balling out on their teams that they're meant to ball out on. And I mean, but I hope that everything goes well with him soon.
The Colts did say that they're going to offer him a contract for next year.
Oh, well,
so
then
they
that's
did. So
nice.
they said
That's
that
good
he
for
is
him.
their person, although they're not sure that he'll even be healed by the start of next season.
That's crazy. And
I
then,
know.
well, we'll see. And then what's happening with Anthony Richardson, too? I guess they'll see what's going to happen with that later.
Yeah. And by the way,
he's not bad.
there were so many injuries actually this weekend because Ertz went out too.
Yeah.
He went out,
Yeah.
and it looks bad for him too, I think.
Yeah.
And who else went? There was so many. Oh,
There were
and
a couple
Jaden
people who
Daniels.
went down. Yeah,
He went out
Jaden
too.
Daniels, yeah, and he's been like having a wonky season with his body this year too. He's been injured a couple times.
I'm not gonna lie. He he didn't really like do that much for them. So him going out, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, they did completely get shut out, which was bad. But I think it said that he threw more interceptions than actually like there were obviously no touchdowns, but like it's crazy.
Well, that's not nice.
No.
If you're a quarterback in the NFL, you kind of got to throw more touchdowns. So that's not nice.
He went out early, but I just don't know. This Commanders team is all over the place. They're done. I mean,
they've been kind of all over the place since last year too. Even though they had a good season last year and everybody had like potential for them this year, like I mean, it just didn't pan out the way that they did. I don't think they did what they needed to do in free agency or draft day and stuff like that. So
also, I don't know exactly what's wrong, but DK Metcalf did not join the team after leaving Baltimore. He stayed and saw medical help, and I don't know much more about this, but I'm sure more things will unfold. But that was very kind of concerning because he's such a star.
Yeah, he is a star. Yeah. I mean, they threw him out there in punt return, right? And then he was getting like doubled up. I saw that like really bad, like for something. Like I think he was in the final punt return. something like that.
I didn't even.
And he was a gunner or
Yeah,
something.
I didn't even get to really see. I'm always watching like 3 games at a time, so I don't get to study it as much. But I mean, maybe. I mean, I think
I saw him as a gun. Like, I could be crazy, but I think I saw number 4 out there running on the final punt return.
Yeah.
And I think he was getting hit pretty hard. But I mean, he's a big guy, so usually you watch him get hit and you don't think too much of it. But the Ravens-Steelers rivalry is a big physical game all the time. So.
I'm still so mad about that game, by the way, because I'm sorry, but that was complete ref wrong. Ref wrong. I don't even know how to say it, but it's like you're clearly. Who's paying them? Who's paying them? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, not sorry, because I had no stake in the game. I took the over.
Yeah.
So it didn't even bother me. Like, I'm not a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a Steelers fan. I have completely unbiased in this, but I was so mad for the Ravens because they were being so treated unfairly. Everything that could have gone wrong for them did. And it almost seems like it was on purpose because now the records flopped, right? Because they were, now the Steelers are leading the division and now they're barely in the hunt looking in. And I don't think it was just chalked up to the Steelers winning that game, which, by the way, the probability of the Steelers winning was so low.
Yeah,
and all the
really
money
low.
laid on the Ravens.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe Mike Tomlin is an amazing coach, and I know that he was going to come out and he was going to gun for this win.
Yeah.
But I still think that it was so calculated that not only do they magically get a touchdown comeback, which, by the way, 2 feet need to be in when you catch a ball. You catch it with 2 feet.
Yeah.
Now you want 3 steps. Okay, I took that back. There were 3 steps. I watched the way that they frame it when they show, he's not really with the 3rd step. The ball was still in his hands when they were showing his foot like up. And I'm like, okay. But when he released it, it was on the cusp so much that you got to give it to the runner. You don't reverse it like that.
Yeah.
Unless it's just the whole thing was weird. And then there were so many missed holding calls. There were so many that. Things were run back. I mean, that call when Aaron Rodgers went down when he wasn't. I mean,
it was
catching his own pass.
It was a rough little game. Yeah,
Please.
I don't know. I thought it was rough too. I mean, he's had a rough back-to-back weeks, like fumbling at the goal line, and then
he's 42 years old, man.
I don't know. It's just like it was rough. I thought it was a touchdown, but and then they were like, oh, there's a football move and this and that, and you need to have a football move or you need to have possession of the ball. And then I was just like, well, I mean, there were a lot of catches this week that happened too that they called those touchdowns. There were no football moves or anything like that. So I feel like it would have been entertaining also too to actually just keep it as a touchdown and see what happens after that. But
if they had kept that touchdown,
it would have been a game, right? It
then the Ravens would have been
ahead.
They would have
won.
They would have won.
Yeah,
they probably would have won.
Yeah.
And then not only that, they called another call right after that for a missed holding, which would have allowed a touchdown again to get that in. It really seemed, and I don't like to say this because, again, the only reason I'm actually going to throw this out there is because I genuinely have no stake in the game. Normally, I could say I'm mad because I had money on it or whatever. I hit the over. That's fine. I had already hit it. I didn't need that extra touchdown to win. But I am just so frustrated that was clearly wrong because even the announcers say clear touchdown.
Yeah.
That would never get reversed.
Yeah.
And then they don't know what to do in these situations because they don't want to get in trouble and make it look like they're against the refs. I even watched Isaiah Likely because that was his touchdown that got reversed. And I watched him afterwards and he said, it is what it is. He kind of just was really nice about it. And then Lamar goes, I don't know what he was watching. I saw a touchdown. I saw a touchdown. And then they asked Mike Tomlin and he goes, sometimes it's nice to review it. And, I don't think that was a touchdown. I'm like, of course you don't think it was a touchdown. That's what made you win the game. It saved your job. Now everyone's praising Mike Tomlin. But I truly think that the Ravens got robbed.
Yeah.
That was baloney. And that's the nicest word I can think of from Philly to come out of my mouth was baloney.
I don't remember a season where Mike Tomlin has gone under 500, weirdly. But I mean, he's a good coach, like you said. And I think that the Steelers are always going to show up, sometimes when it counts. But I think Yeah, I mean, they were given an opportunity and they seized it, but I do think that
Mhm.
it was. I personally think it was a touchdown.
Right, that was a
I
touchdown.
think it was like I
On
think the
what
only reason
planet is
why is
that
because like
not?
those steps that he just took, like to me, like
He took
I would call
3.
that,
You want
yeah,
3, you got 3.
I would call that a touchdown. But
Yeah.
it's just like it's very, yeah, it's a rough call at the end because of the breakup, and I understand that. But the only like the and what's hard too is that like. Because he obviously, like, he catches the ball in the air and then he obviously extends the ball, but he extends before he lands, which is like something that they kind of played with it too. Because they were like, if he would have landed and then extended and then took the other step, it would have been a touchdown.
I
Because like
can't
of
even eye
the
roll any
breakdown of
harder
all of
right
that.
now. It's
But
like
like,
so
yeah,
angry.
it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like sometimes they're like, oh yeah, clearly that's a touchdown, and like all he did was like just like as long as the ball crosses the plane. I thought that was also a rule too, but I guess because he was in the air, like
It was
that's part of the.
well, okay, but when you're in the air and you catch it and you have your 2 feet in before you go out of bounds,
That's what I'm saying. It's a
what the
touchdown.
heck? That's
It's
a
usually
touchdown.
a touchdown. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
They call those touchdowns.
right, that's a
So
touchdown when you have 2 feet and then you go out of bounds. That's a touchdown. So explain to me how catching it and then taking 2 and
he took 2 big steps.
by
It
the way,
wasn't like
no, it was 3 technically. I'm
yeah,
going to
that's
go with
true.
3,
Yeah,
but even if you want to call it 2, it was 2 and 9/10 of a
it was.
step.
Yeah, they
It
were
was
like big steps.
like
They
his
were
pinky
clear.
toe, the toe was down when he like had the thing.
Yeah,
So I'm sorry, it was just so ridiculous that they took that back. And honestly, it was a pivotal game. Like this isn't just a normal game. This
hmm
is for the playoff picture. This was a really big deal, and a lot of money was on the fact that the Ravens were going to win the division. And
yeah,
now it's looking really hard for them to do so, or
yeah.
at least even to make it into playoffs. So my question is, who had money on the Ravens missing the playoffs? I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm going to say it. I think that's
Yeah,
I
I
want to
don't.
know
Yeah,
which one of y'all did it. I mean, just saying. But all right, enough of that game because that one gets me heated. And I'm not even a fan of either team. And I'm so angry. I'm just an NFL fan. And it's like, oh, fix it. Ugh.
yeah. It's
Ugh.
the rules, man.
Speak.
Sometimes I don't know. Touchdowns are, yeah. It's like some games they're very, very weird with the rules, and other games they're like we don't care.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes it's I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm in shock that, by the way, not only is it the Ravens that are looking in, but also the Chiefs are out
Oh,
looking
yeah.
in because they got
Good.
beat by the Texans.
Yes.
I know. Yes.
Yes.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, that was a really terrible loss. Like, I mean, 20-10 Chiefs at home. It's
Yeah,
embarrassing.
It was a
You guys won the
defensive
Super
game.
Well, you won the Super Bowl a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and then now, and you
then
were
they got
back.
mollywopped by your Eagles.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I know. We did. We whooped
Yep.
them. Yeah.
Yep.
And that's kind of just like you have so many weapons. What are you doing?
Yeah, they do. That's what I was saying. That a lot of the stars, I was thinking that too. Actually, is that a lot of the stars are like not coming in clutch. I would say like they're not doing well. Like that interception, that last interception that happened was really Travis Kelce's fault because I guess he doesn't know how to catch a ball. Then they had like a 4th and 2 that they could have
Well,
converted.
Taylor
and
Swift can
Kareem
write a
Hunt.
song about it. It's fine.
That's true. That's what I was thinking too. She could write a lot, like, and call it Lady in Chief. That's what her next album's gonna be.
I like
called.
that.
Yeah,
Lady in the Chief.
yeah.
Mm.
So, but yeah, I think that that interception happened. They had a 4th and 2 like thing that they could have converted, but Kareem Hunt couldn't catch the ball. They had a couple things that like
Mahomes had 3 interceptions.
yeah,
And
it
he was
rough
sacked
too.
twice.
Yeah. He had a rough game, and like, but
Yeah.
Houston has a good defense.
Yeah.
They have had a really, really good defense. They just really haven't had a good line, and that kind of has sold them. Like, and I think that that's honestly why they're 7-5. And they could have had a better season, but they're still kind of turning it around now.
Yeah, they are because I had 6-6, but
yeah,
that was
they're
I did it
7-5,
earlier.
right? Yeah, and then they were,
Yes.
and now the Chiefs are 6-7, I think.
Yeah.
because they were 6-6.
Yeah,
so,
I had 6-6, but
yeah.
that was before the game. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
As I'm
yeah.
looking at that, I'm like,
So-
oh yeah, that's not totaling up.
Yeah, it really
God,
lowers.
that's
It really
such
lowers
a bad
the Chiefs'
record for the
chances, too.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I want to say that the Chiefs are out, but then
Never.
it's
That's
like
the
it's
thing
like
is that I
it's-
can't count out Patrick
you can never
Mahomes,
count him
but I
out.
don't like him. I mean, I don't not like him because he's really good. But I'm like, why do you keep winning?
So
You
many
know?
things have
But-
to happen in the Chiefs' favor. Like all
A
these teams
lot.
have to lose, and this has to happen, and over this team has
Yeah.
to win to this one. And hey, crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
I mean, But I love seeing their numbers dwindling for the Super
Me too.
Bowl.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like wondering like what's gonna happen this year because I feel
all
like there's
these
a
under
lot of
teams.
there's other teams that I just didn't expect.
The Jaguars?
Yeah, the
Can we
Jaguars.
talk about the Jaguars for a
Like,
second?
I didn't really expect the Seahawks to be as good as they are either.
I
Like,
mean,
with like
Sam Darnold?
yeah.
Who
Shout
would
out
have
Sam.
thought it?
Shout out
A
Sam.
Jet.
Yeah,
You
shout out
did
Sam.
it. Yeah,
He's doing good.
exactly.
The Colts are doing really good.
Well,
like
they
you said
were
before, but yeah,
before.
yeah.
Now
but
the
like,
Colts are, and then they
yeah,
lost, and,
they
and
did.
they pushed the Jags to the number 1 seed with that. Like, yeah,
that's
so
true.
for them
But
in their division.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of teams too that are very close. That it's like it really might go down to like the last couple games of the
Oh,
season.
yeah.
Seriously, this
It's
year.
so nuts. Like,
Yeah,
looking
there's
at the
like
playoff
5
picture.
teams that have like almost
Yeah.
the same record, right?
Yeah. And then, of course, then there's the NFC, which is just a joke with our records, like
Yeah.
all so low.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's like, oh my God, it's always like
How's
so,
that possible?
I know it's always so embarrassing, but like the Bucks are leading the South with 7-6, but
Yeah.
then there's the Broncos and the AFC West who have 11-2,
Yeah,
and the
which is
Patriots are 11-2,
crazy.
and then the Bills are 9-4, the Chiefs are 8-4, the Jags are 9-4 too, and they're leading the South. Then they've got the Texans at 8-5, and then the Colts are also 8-5, but they're just slightly after the
Yeah,
Texans.
but yeah, because of
Because that
how the
loss now
division
to the
works and everything
Jags.
and the loss. Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So
It's gonna get really uber specific.
getting good.
Yeah, it's getting
Ooh,
spicy. Grab your popcorn, guys.
I know, right? It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so let's talk about a couple other games. What game shocked you the most this weekend?
The game that shocked me the most this weekend, other than honestly, I really, really liked the Packers-Bears game.
Yeah.
I think that game was really, 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 really good. I
Mhm.
didn't expect it to be as. I mean, honestly, yes, I expected it to be as hype as it was, but
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lively game. Like, I felt like it
Mhm.
was going to be very defensive heavy, and it kind of wasn't in a way. Like, it was like they did have those opportunities to score, and they did
Yeah.
have those deep passes and
It was
all that.
close,
It was
too.
a
The
close
Bears had a
game,
chance.
and Caleb Williams held his own against that
Except
defense.
for the end.
And yeah, and then at the end, he lofted that ball. But I think that, like, it's just really entertaining to watch those two quarterbacks against each other.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
I
so
feel like they're
too.
both really, really good at what they do. And I feel like Jordan Love has like one of the most like aesthetically pleasing releases to watch as
Oh,
a
yeah.
quarterback. So I just like watching him throw the ball off his back foot, which is really cool. But I think that like they all did a good job. I felt like DJ Moore was kind of quiet that game though, right? I didn't really see DJ Moore do too much. I
Yeah.
could be crazy, but
No,
and Roma Dunze didn't play, right?
He
Or
didn't?
did he play?
I don't know.
I think he got injured too.
Did he?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much to keep up with. I'm not
Yeah,
even
there's
sure.
a lot of players
But I
in
will
the
say
NFL.
the Bears were leading their division,
Yeah.
and now they dropped from the first in their division to the number 7 seed in the NFC because of this loss. They went from 1 to 7.
Wow, and that's what I'm saying. That's like how close the league is. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many teams that are
And when
like,
it's
if
a
you lose, like, it's
division
done.
loss, it's like
It's huge.
extra.
Yeah.
It's extra naughty. So unfortunately, the Bears now have, are now a
They're
wild
gonna have
card.
to
They went
fight
from
for the
first.
hunt.
They
Yeah.
went from in first place in their division to now
To
a
now
wild
fighting.
card and in the hunt.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. So
Wow.
it was an interesting game. The Packers ended up winning 28-21.
Yeah, for that interception.
And now, because their record is 9-3-1, and the Bears are 9-4, they are leading right now.
Wow.
in the
So
North.
basically, that tie to the
Yeah.
Cowboys is what's saving the Packers also too, right? Because if that game would have been
Yes.
decided, then wow,
Yes.
look at that. Yeah,
I know.
But dang, I think that game was really, really good. I think it
And
was
the
very, very fun to watch.
Bills
And then that one. Yeah, actually, that was the
in
most
the
exciting game.
snow.
I take it back. You're right. That was the most
I
exciting
loved
game.
the Snow Angels.
That game was
I did
so
a
good.
Snow Angel once, but it was in LA, so there was zero snow, and it was
Oh.
at the Chargers. But I had to do it. I was on the field, and I literally was. It was my dream. Like, I was one of the first few times I'd ever been really on a field.
Mhm.
And like, what would you do if you're on a field the first time?
I'd
Like,
probably run to that. Yeah, like
end
I'd
zone and
probably
do
run
stuff.
to either the end zone and do a touchdown dance or to the 50-yard line and then just like
Ooh.
stand there and do something like, I don't know, like bring
Yeah.
my arms out or
Yeah.
do an angel.
Oh no,
on the
I did
turf.
everything.
Yeah,
I did everything one could humanly think of as quick as I could before I got like removed.
Yeah.
And after the Snow Angels, they were like, "Okay, lady,
They were like, all right, lady, that's
time to
enough.
go. Like, time to go." But I literally, okay. So firstly, I tried to touch the goalpost,
Okay.
got nowhere near it.
Okay, that's real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
it
can't
looks,
jump.
It looks
I can't
closer than it is until you get onto that field and then
I-
you're like, this is really
no, I'm
big.
tall. and I tried my best. I think I got maybe 2 inches off the air, if that, maybe 2 centimeters probably is more like it. So that didn't work out. Then I did a touchdown dance. I spiked the ball.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. I like spiked it and I did like a thing. And then I did
Nice,
snow
nice.
angels.
Okay.
I did. And then I like
hear that.
posed.
I
like
salute
a
that.
side pose.
That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. Well, I feel like you deserve that.
Thanks.
That was nice.
I don't know what I would do if I was on the Eagles like end zone line like that too. I wonder what I would do.
Oh man,
I don't even know.
either. Yeah, right.
I would try to have. I would probably have to practice a routine and have something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, practice for that moment.
I love the
'cause it's
touchdown
coming.
dances. Speaking of that, there's so many good ones. Like
There's really good ones.
there was some really good ones. But okay, let's go back to some who must have had a couple because Josh Allen has been running touchdowns in
4
himself.
touchdowns.
I mean,
He balled out.
he's crazy.
He balled out.
And the Bengals actually held the lead for that game, and then it swapped.
It was
And
crazy.
it was like touchdown, 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 touchdown. They scored 3 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I mean, okay, I have Joe Burrow on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
So my fantasy team is
He
kind
still
of
did
lost.
great.
Yeah, he did really good, but I have I have a
Oh, he had 2
4-person. Yeah,
interceptions.
I know. Yeah.
I just thought of
And
that.
then he had a fumble. He had like 3.
That
like,
must have killed your point.
Yeah. So I have him on my fantasy team.
Oh.
I have, and it's only me and like my 3 other cousins, right? So it's really small. So we all have really good teams. So but I don't have the right players, I guess. I had Joe Burrow. I have Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
I have the only person who's really saving me is Jackson Smith and Jigba. But I have CeeDee
I
Lamb,
love JSN.
who is
Love
rough
him.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Then I have Devontae Smith, who like is good when they're throwing deep balls. And then other than that, it's like sometimes they're like, we don't
So
throw
are
the
you
ball
not
to him.
winning?
And then
You're not-
sometimes they do throw the ball
Where
to
are
him.
you at in your fantasy
I'm
league?
4th.
Oh,
And there's 4 of us.
Oh,
so,
no.
Yeah.
There's 4 of you,
Yeah.
and you have that bad of players?
And I have
How
I
did
know
you do-
because
Can I help
everybody
you
got
next year?
injured. Everybody got injured. Joe Burrow got injured throughout like a good
Okay.
half of the season.
Okay.
I also have like Jaden Daniels as a backup. He was on and off.
Okay,
Then
fine. That's
Lamar
your
got
quarterbacks.
injured.
What about your running backs? What about your
Then
wide receivers?
I do have.
Who's your
I had
defense?
CeeDee Lamb. I had Travis Hunter who got injured, but he was like the last pick that I made. Then my defense, I didn't make the right choice. I don't
Who did
remember
you
what defense I
take?
picked. I think I picked either some team in the NFC that's not good. I just don't remember
Wait,
my
can't you
defense.
swap that? That's easy enough. I feel
Yeah,
like.
I know, maybe, but it's really rough.
I'm
But
gonna
I was
help you
really
after
rooting.
this.
Yeah,
I'm definitely helping your fantasy.
I was
team.
rooting for
can't
Joe
let you.
Burrow.
I cannot. With a 4-person league, you are dead. That is
It's rough.
so bad.
I know. I know.
You should have all-star players.
I know, and I just picked the wrong guys. I guess like I picked the rough players this year who had like rough seasons, who got injured or like didn't show up or just But I was rooting for Joe
Well,
Burrow,
listen.
and like in the first half, I was like, this is great, hallelujah, like he's winning. But I knew that I couldn't count out Josh Allen. Like to me, I think he's the best quarterback in the league. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then that run that they went on in the half, where like they scored, then there was an interception, then they scored again, then they had a pick 6, and then they scored again.
I
And
know,
I was
it
like,
was
what the heck?
wild. It was
I was
a
like,
wild
what the
game.
heck?
Well, I mean, so Joe Burrow had no interceptions going into that game,
and
he
he
had
threw
2.
2.
He had 2. So what was the score for Joe Burrow? What was his points in fantasy?
I wish I had my phone in my pocket.
That's
I don't
okay.
have it in my pocket, but I don't think it was very high. At
I
first
mean,
it was. And then I
yeah.
think I got like maybe like
That's a shame.
maybe like a nice like 10 or 15.
No.
Yeah.
That's
But
a
like,
lot.
but I mean,
That's a
and then
lot
like
of
I remember
fantasy.
I kind of put the game off because I was like, okay, like maybe Joe Burrow's gonna actually do it and it's looking good. And then I turned it back on,
Yep.
and then they started winning, and I was like, what the heck? And then he made that throw to T. Higgins, and I was like, maybe we do have a chance of having a good game. Yeah, I mean, the Bills are the Bills, and I feel like honestly, like they're a really, really good team, especially in December when it gets cold. They start balling, and when it starts
Except for the
snowing-
playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like them
Except
and
for
the
the
Ravens,
playoffs.
it's both of
Yeah.
them too. Like I'm like they have great seasons, and the Ravens
They
are a little bit
just
shaky
always
now,
choke,
but
yeah.
they have good seasons, and then the playoffs come, and I don't know, people get shivered in their timbers, something like that. What's that? Shivered in
Well,
timbers?
I don't know.
Something. Somebody. It's a saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah.
that's what I
But
feel.
I don't know. I just think it's like a choking situation. So,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping that,
They turn things around in the.
I just would love Josh Allen to get one.
I would like Josh Allen to
deserves
get
it.
one too. I feel like he does. I
He
feel
just
like he's
seems
worked
like
hard.
such a nice guy too. Like
Yeah.
they asked him afterwards. This is what I love about quarterbacks really quickly, just to show like the difference. They asked Aaron Rodgers about the win, and he goes, well, maybe it'll get you guys to shut the heck up a little bit. And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, thanks. Like
Yeah.
you won that game because the refs gave it to you.
Yeah.
Okay. then there's Josh Allen, who deserved it and won it really hard. And they said, so you had that game the whole time, right? And he goes, there was never a doubt. Never a doubt. And he kind of like laughs about it. And he goes, and the fact is the fans stayed, man. And he was like, and that was really cool to see that the fans stayed and like supported us, because they could have left early. It was snowing. They were down. And the fact that he gave that a shout out to the fans who really stayed and supported it, I was like, gosh, he's so classy. Like like I said, I'm an Eagles fan, but I am a fan of sports and who loves it and who needs and who wants it the most. And I just feel like, oh, that man deserves it. But
yeah, he's really cool. And they have a really, really loyal fan base.
They do.
I would say so.
The Bills.
Yeah,
definitely.
I feel like they
Crazy
got their
Bills
guy
Mafia.
with Josh Allen.
Anyone who jumps through a table, if you can jump through hoops, you can jump through a table.
Yeah, they were shoveling. I remember last year I saw an Instagram post. They shoveled for like $20.
Yeah,
it was $20, and they were like, "Can you just shovel?" And they were like,
everyone
"Yeah, we're
got
gonna
to
do it."
By the way, most didn't even want to get paid. They just came to shovel.
Yeah, they just came to shovel
because they just wanted to make sure that people could come in and get in and they could do it. And I was just like, oh my God, that's
I was like,
so
look at
sweet.
New York, uniting. I've never seen that. I walk through the streets of New York every day, and they're like, "Get out of here!" You know? And then these people are like, "Yeah, let's just shovel."
Because it's upstate. They're so sweet.
Right?
They're so
you
different.
drive up a little bit. It's a different vibe.
Yeah, it is a little different. But anyways, but listen, I have to say, you are going to get much more help from me because I am going to be helping take over now your team. Because if I can help my ex-boyfriend's fantasy football team, I'm definitely helping your fantasy football team.
Please, because my team is rough.
Yeah, you're gonna stay. I'm gonna look at that after this, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today on All In, and I'm excited to watch your show drop early next year. Power Origins, the prequel to the hit show on Stars. So definitely check it out. Thank you so much, Armani, for joining us today.
Me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I had fun.
Oh, good. Yay. Joining us now to give her take on the Dolphins season and as the Dolphins 2022 Fan of the Year, I present Alison Goodman, who is an incredible fan, and I am loving the blue hair queen. Welcome, Alison.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, thank you for being here. I matched you. I was like, I know she's going to bring her blue hair, so I've got to bring a blue dress for you.
I approve.
So tell me, you had a incredible, presence with the Dolphins. In fact, you actually got voted in 2022 Fan of the Year. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was just a phenomenal and unexpected experience. So for those of you who don't know, the Fan of the Year process it's very prestigious kind of award, and it's involving a nomination process where, for me, the fans voted for me 700 times. So that was just incredible. And then ultimately the Dolphins picked me to represent them in 2022. So I fully loved it, and I still embrace it every day.
I love that. And so you actually sent me a photo where it's you tanking for Tua and you're holding the sign. I love this. Tell me about this. So you did want your team to tank that year.
No, I did not want my team to tank that year. I was the stop tanking girl. So the season started very rough where it's still very controversial to this day. And, it seemed that the team was purposely tanking, and we were in need of a quarterback. Tua Tagovailoa was obviously like the best at the time. And I was not for it because as a season ticket holder paying for games, and obviously I'm a huge fan. I want to see my team win. I appreciate the fact that we needed to have a long-term solution, but at that time, I didn't want to go to games and see a loss. So I was a stop tanking girl, and I had a viral photo. It still comes up every time tanking becomes a topic these days. It still comes up, that photo. But no, I am not a fan of tanking at all.
I always go through this thought process in my head, right? Where you're, especially like, say, a Jets fan, and do you tank your season? Like, how do you go to games and hope for them to lose? It's so hard. I can't imagine like wanting to do that. That sounded so like, I can't imagine, because my team won the Super Bowl last year. No, we stunk for so long, but I still don't think I ever wanted us to intentionally lose, no matter how much more it would help us in the future, I guess is the best way to put it. It stings to watch your team lose too much. It's not fun.
Yeah, so why would I go to a game knowing that we're going to intentionally lose? And like I said, like, I do understand why maybe tanking is an option or the best option. Maybe in the case of the Jets, where they haven't been to the postseason in 15 years, that might be a situation where they're, like, let's just tank.
Or won a Super Bowl since 1969.
I mean, that's tough. But still, as a Dolphins fan and as a diehard, and, I will never root for my team to lose, ever. There are people in the stands with T-shirts that said tank for Tua, and it was such a dividing moment for our fan base because half the fans wanted us to tank and half didn't, And it's still, even like this season, there's been a lot of talk about tanking too. And the difference between this season is that we were just terrible in the first half of the season, just totally terrible. And so I don't believe that was tanking. And, people said, well, at this point, now we're starting to win, right? And it's a little bit too late, and we should have just tanked the rest of the season. For me, like I said, I'm still not going to be on that train. But it is a very frustrating thing to be a Dolphins fan year after year. Like, I've never seen a Dolphins Super Bowl. The Dolphins have never been relevant in my lifetime. I've been a fan for 25 years, and, maybe it's my fault. Since I became a fan, we suck. But the thing of it is like the fans are still so divided on, what is best for this team going forward. And it's so strange. They fire our GM, and all of a sudden we have this incredible turnaround where we're winning 5 out of the last 6 games on a 4-game winning streak. But it's a little bit too late. Like, even still, if we were to win out, it's probably still not enough to get us into the playoffs. So it's just frustrating.
I know. You guys are in the hunt for the wild card, but it's
like
not
a less than 1%
likely.
chance at this point. So I'm just being realistic, doll freaky right now. I'm
the
ever
same
positive.
as the Chiefs. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
It's like Dolphins and the Chiefs are so similar.
It's kind of crazy, to see that the Chiefs might miss the postseason this year. And, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I am more than okay with it. In fact, actually, I have been known to dress as Andy Reid, and I will probably be doing something where I dress as Andy Reid, going on vacation pretty shortly because he might as well. So, but that's more to come on that. But I want to ask you, since this. I have a lot of questions about, what your thoughts are on the team, the coaching staff, the Tua, everything. So I think what we should do is I'm going to rapid fire some questions, and I just want the first thing to come to your head and just say it, whether it's good or bad, and we're just going to roll with it.
Okay.
So, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Tua or new QB next year?
New QB.
Okay, if you could swap any player in your team for any other player in the NFL currently, who would it be?
Tua for Drake May.
Totally. I actually said the same thing last week. One team you love beating the most in the NFL?
The Buffalo Bills.
Okay, that probably answers my next question. If you could remove one AFC team, who would it be?
I would remove the New England Patriots. the bane of our existence.
Really? That was 1,000% my answer. Okay, so if Miami could upgrade one position tomorrow, are you picking QB then, I guess? Yeah,
no.
That was okay.
No, actually, I'm picking O-line.
Yeah.
Tua's taken too many sacks
this
season. And, there's definitely – the O-line is just always a thing that's a work in progress with Miami. We can never get this right. So I'm hoping our new GM next year in the draft can hopefully get it right.
I love that. Okay, who's your favorite player on the Dolphins?
My favorite player is Devon Achane. He's just killing it right now. Just totally killing it.
I like that. Who has a better celebration, Tyreek Hill's camera grab or Jalen Waddle's waddle?
Tyreek all the way. I mean, Tyreek has orchestrated some amazing touchdown celebrations. And they're amazing. Yeah.
I kind of also love the roller coaster. And,
that was the best
there's
one.
Just so many.
That was the best one. I have a bobblehead actually on the wall with them in that formation. It is so cute. But I do love a waddle here and there.
I know, he's so cute. Okay, what's the craziest thing you would do for a Super Bowl win?
Oh my goodness. I would probably sell my entire Dolphins room.
Sell the whole thing off, just get rid of everything. Like, what if you could, would you never wear another Dolphins logo or anything again if they won a Super Bowl?
I couldn't. I'd have to keep repping. Yeah. This is me. I mean, this is my life. My life is built around this now.
I love that you said that because I actually had to go to the Chiefs after party when they beat the Eagles, and everyone was like, you can't wear anything NFL that shows the Eagles. And I was like, I'm totally going to. But I just had to show it under my outfit. So I wore Eagles underwear, and that's like what started this whole Eagles underwear thing.
the way I see it, like I have a dolphin tattoo on my back. I have one on my arm, so I'm always dressed in dolphins, no matter what.
I think my first tattoo I'm going to get is Go Birds on my finger, my middle finger, so I can just flip people off like, Go Birds. I'm so classy. Keep it classy.
Keep it classy.
So last question. Who has more kids, Nick Cannon or Tyreek Hill?
Oh, my God. How many does Nick Cannon have? It's got to be Tyreek.
Okay, so I did some research last night because I was kind of curious about the answer. And Nick Cannon has 12 kids by 6 women, but I really don't actually know how many Tyreek Hill has.
Yeah.
I kind of lost count around 13. I think he had 5 by 5 different women in 1 year, which I found very impressive. That was just like in 2024. So honestly, I'm not sure.
It's
but
still
I'm
up for
just
debate
say,
with Tyreek, I think.
I think Tyreek is the winner. If you can call that a winner, I think Tyreek is the winner.
I mean, he was having babies while he was having babies with his wife. Like, it's just insane.
He's really, really fast at everything except for...
He's not fast at much right now. Sitting at home on the couch injured.
As much as I can say on this family show.
I have a lot of love for Tyreek. I'm not trying to roast him too bad, but,
Mm-hmm. No, actually, he's lovely. I met him in person, and he's actually really lovely. And I'm not sure who I met with him, but she was lovely as well. And so are you. Honestly, Alison, you have been amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, hear a little bit about your story, and we'll definitely have to get you back. And I want to hear more when we're closer to whether or not the Dolphins will make it to the playoffs or who we will be seeing them choose in the draft next season.
We'll see what happens.
We
go
will.
Fins.
Alison Goodman. Yes, go Fins. And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And that's our show for today. I'm Ashley Haas. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, and give us a comment. I want to hear what your guys think about this week's game. And was it actually a touchdown? I want to know. And I will see you on Friday. I'm Ashley Haas, and I'm all in, baby.
The money keep calling my name. Dollar signs make you sing.